All three foxes have a different specialty, and we're not just talking about bedroom tricks. They can actually do things besides just looking pretty. For example, Ariel is awesome at blowing bubbles. Yes, she loves to get her face covered in sticky stuff, and she takes it pretty seriously.
In 2004, I placed second in the nation for blowing bubbles with bubble gum. It was a national contest that was held in New York City. It started out in Walmart, and all of the biggest bubbles across the nation were submitted to the national office. We then sent in a video, the top 15, and they picked 6 of us that they flew to New York City. For placing second place in the nation, I got a $5,000 scholarship and $1,000 that I gave to the Children's Miracle Network.
And just when you thought no sport could be more ridiculous than a bubble blowing contest, well, except for curling, it turns out they have actual equipment for it too.
This is what you would call a bubble blowing meter. So this is how you measure bubbles. I'll show you my biggest bubble that I blew is 21 inches, so it's this big.
Wow, what an accomplishment. To make up for all the bubble blowing, Ariel does do something actually cool too. She used to be a real wrestler, so she can easily whoop your ass if she wants to.
I started wrestling in 6th grade, and I wrestled all the way through high school and into college as well. I was the only girl on the team for every single year that I wrestled, and it was very much a learning experience for me. Sometimes it was great because I got to do something that I loved, and sometimes it wasn't so great because not everybody is supportive with a woman in a men's world.
You're going to start in referee's position on top. Your goal is to break the man down.
But Ariel and her practice dummy, let's move on to the next sexy devil, Candace. She might not be as good at wrestling and blowing bubbles as Ariel, but she does excel at archery.
I think it's something so different that I've never experienced before. It's meditative, but it also takes physical strength, and competitive. You can set goals for yourself to get the bullseye, so I think it's fun.
Wow. Wow.
That's just going to say that even though it's not in the center of the bullseye, the fact that they shot the same means that it's the sight that's off. So if I just moved the sight, it would have been in the bullseye.
And that's how women pretend to be good at sports. They blame the sight. It's off now, but if it wasn't off, it would have been a bullseye. Talking about those, I'd like to shoot something at her bullseye as well. Thanks anyway, Candace. Let's move on to the last contender, Christy. This blonde bombshell used to be in a circus. And no, she isn't the bearded lady after a decent shave. She likes to work the curtains.
So growing up, I performed with the youth circus for 5 years, where I did everything from tumbling to walking the high wire. But my specialty was always aerial silks and flying trapeze. So today I'm going to show you guys how I like to stay in shape with aerial silks. I'm going to show you guys the ropes, literally.
This chick is awesome. She pretty much ties herself down for you. She might as well buy her own roofies. Eventually, none of our 3 babes managed to win the Miss USA contest, although Christy did make it into the top 20. Come on by my place later, ladies, for your consolation prize.